You talked about trying to get better shots for guys, you can score more points. You talking about getting a couple key set plays, so in big moments you have something to go to guys are familiar with and they're comfortable with, or are you talking more just screening efficiently throughout the game and just in general getting guys in a flow?
Well, that's a good question. That was you sounds like you might have been in our staff meeting. I think we've got all our plays in place, and now it's not a matter of what we're doing; it's just doing it a little bit harder. And I talked with Bill and Dirk after the game in Arizona. I think sometimes there's a misconception that you're playing hard, but all the playing hard focuses on the defensive end. And really good offensive teams, when it's time to run your set, we need to have all 5 guys going really hard. And if you're a screener, you need to screen. And if you're a cutter, you need to cut. And if you're a passer, so it's doing. I think we've got it in place. We need to clean up a few things, but it's more of a sense of urgency when it's time to run that play. We need to go really hard. And I started talking to our coaches about that. There was a lot of clips where we just seemed like we were running in mud in offense. And I think assistant coaches, their job is to kind of talk you off the ledge. It's like, well, they're pretty good defensively, or we were playing in front of 16,000 people, So there's some excuses maybe built in to that, but the end result is that we're just going to have to go a lot harder and make some plays. And if we run something a little bit crisper, I think those guys are going to be open maybe with another second or two to shoot instead of us kind of wandering around in mud. So I think we can clean some of it up.
Do you try to take advantage of the altitude here in Salt Lake? Do you push things a little more at home than you do on the road, or is there a conscious effort to do that? Or?
Well, I mean, there might be a little bit where you're looking at that first phase, and running. I mean, I think there's the term, road mentality, where you've got to be pretty selective and when some of those opportunities present themselves when you're on the road. At home, there may be a little bit more margin for error to get out and go. But, we had a little slower down approach at Arizona, and we turned the ball over. We averaged 11 turnovers in each of those games. So I like that idea. We can get out and push it, assuming that we're not having some of those mindless turnovers that we've had in the past. I think it's somewhere in between. I think that you can put your foot on the pedal a little bit more here at home than we'd be interested in doing on the road.
UCLA coming to town, kind of the iconic Pac-10, Pac-12 team coming to town. Can you just talk about that? I know when USC came here for football, it kind of, for the community made it real that, the USC is going to come here every other year, and now UCLA is making their first visit to Salt Lake. Can you just talk about that?
Well, I was thinking about that last night and this morning. It's, as far as basketball programs and tradition, and, if you mention college basketball, name the top 3 college basketball programs or whatever, you probably say name the top college basketball program over history, and most people would say UCLA. So those 4 letters on the jerseys and uniforms mean quite a bit. I think everybody knows that with the success that they've had, and they've got a lot of great pieces to the puzzle right now, a bunch of great players that I see being NBA players, 3 or 4 on the floor for sure that are going to be playing a lot longer than their college career. So it's a great challenge for us, and I think our players should soak up the environment a little bit. When we recruited them and talked to them, that was part of why we're in some of these kids' doors, is so that they can play at an elite level. And all I would say now is sometimes you better be careful what you wish for, because it's coming to town Thursday, and I know it's an exciting time for some of the fans and the people. This is a really proud basketball area too, and to have an opportunity to play against a program like that, I'm hoping some people might come out and want to witness it and be a part of it.